Imagine driving to work. Imagine it's a normal day and you're on the freeway with cars and trucks in front of you and cars and trucks behind you. You're thinking about normal, everyday things when suddenly a car up in front of you is somersaulting and rolling in and out of the brush at the shoulder of the freeway. You pull over. The car's on fire. Can you imagine something like that? Bob wasn't imagining it.
She was driving down and had swerved, kind of almost hit the median, and then swerved back and hit the hillside and hit a large rock, and launched up into the trees. I picked up where I saw it was her traveling through the trees and then falling down. And I immediately pulled over, got out, and some people had got to the scene just seconds before I did. I parked maybe 100 feet back or so, and a few people had gotten there before I did. And they were standing there. I was, I thought maybe the car had come off the trailer, or it had come unhitched from something, because they weren't moving like you would expect people to do in an accident with somebody there. There was already little flames licking out from under the bottom side of the car up. And I ran over, I looked in the back seat, I didn't see anything in there. And then I looked in the front seat, tried to look through it in there, and I was like, and all I saw was hair. I just saw hair dangling from the driver's seat. I didn't even wait around. It was just, we have fire, we have everything else. I just kicked out the back window. I tried the door. I believe I tried the door initially and just nothing happened, and just immediately kicked out the back driver's side window. Was hollering at her, slamming on the window, ma'am, wake up, are you okay? The car's on fire, we gotta get you out of here. And I got no response. I went partially inside the car, upper body, tried to roust her a little bit and to see what was, try to get her awake so she could help me. Nothing was happening. Ma'am, I'm gonna cut your seatbelt. And so I reached in to my pocket, and I always carry a pocket knife, always have a pocket knife on me. And reached into my pocket, grabbed it, and cut her free. She hit that roof of that car in a heap, just kind of wadded up, and then I saw her size. She wasn't a small lady at all. And so I was trying to find a way to flip the seats back and start pulling and start doing. In the meantime, things are starting to explode underneath the car, underneath the hood. The flames are getting higher. People are yelling at me to get away. So I reached in, kind of started pulling on her. I saw that I wasn't going to get her out through that back window. So I tried the front window, tried kicking in, and I thought it would break just as easily as that back window. I tried kicking it. Then I pulled out my pocket knife again, and it started to hit it with the sharp point of it, thinking that it would shatter like I just expected it to shatter. It never did. I look up, and there was an individual standing probably 50 feet away about with a bat. I was happy to see him. He runs the bat over to me, and I start swinging at that driver's window like there's no tomorrow, and I never did break it. There was a couple of people there that were helping me and trying to they were there and they were trying to help. And one of them suggested that we roll the car up on its side. And immediately it was like, drop the bat, everyone started to push. There's probably 5 of us that rolled the car up onto its side. Flames by turning the car and everything else were getting a lot larger. They were above my head. And people are again screaming, stuff is exploding around, tires and other random things under the hood. And then somebody had noticed the sunroof. And I took, I think, 2 whacks at it, and it popped on me. I was like, oh, thank goodness. So I partially went into the vehicle, and the way that she had fallen, once we turned the vehicle up on its side, put her in a pretty good location. And so I was able to get a hold of an arm and start pulling a little bit. About this time she woke up and kind of gave me this look of just she was out of it. You knew she wasn't there, but that there was this look of just help me in her eyes. It was just this far off, yet she was aware that she was in pain and everything else, and she was trying to mouth something, and it was on right then. I mean, I knew that I was in this for the duration at that point. I mean, just we locked eyes, and it was just like, so ma'am, you got to help me. I started saying to her, ma'am, you've got to help me help you. You've got to, you know, work out. And she was trying to get up on her shoulder and trying to get up on her arm to help crawl through. She didn't have the strength. So I grabbed her arm and started pulling, and something was fighting me, so I had to go back in the vehicle, and I discovered she was still tangled up in the seatbelt a little bit. So I had to untangle her from the seatbelt, and then me and another individual started pulling again, and the grass is starting to catch fire right next to us, and other things are starting to catch fire. I went back in, pulled her legs away from the firewall because things were starting to smolder there and everything else. And then on the way back out, I grabbed an arm again and started pulling. Me and another individual just started pulling and pulling and pulling, and she was just stuck. She was stuck, and it was like, how are we going to get this large lady through an opening like this? We were dang near at that point of, you know, we almost have to run, and I couldn't do it. And we just pulled. I mean, we just pulled. We were going to rip her arm off before we were going to let her burn, and we pulled, and she just popped out. Now we have a raging inferno going on, and it was not a pick up and carry. It was we grabbed her hands and we ran and just drug her. That's when the police showed up and started controlling traffic and controlling different things. And I think maybe 5-10 minutes after that is when the fire department arrived. That's the funny thing, is that through all this, I tried so many things that didn't work to get her out, you know, and then finally to come up with the right series of events and having the people, I mean, throughout this all, I didn't do this alone. I did not do it alone. I had people in and out through most of it at key points. I would reach new levels and somebody would be there to try and help me get to the next level. And it was awesome the way that everyone was banding together. And then the paramedics took over, and I probably sat down for probably 20 minutes and just was shaken. That was the thing that was the weirdest, is how I didn't know that a complete stranger would for that moment be more important than everything else in my life. And that was what I was reflecting on at that moment, just like, wow. Her family wanted to meet me, so I went up to the hospital. I met her and saw her condition, found out, you know, broken leg, broken back, multiple lacerations, swelling in different places and everything else. And I talked to her and found out how she was doing. And I left there that day feeling good about everything. That was probably more nerve-wracking to me personally than the accident itself, meeting her. And she was a great, sweet, sweet lady. We took some pictures and I left.